It's 56 degrees and sunny.
Yeah, the wind is blowing.
I think I see some leaves blowing down the sidewalk.
Okay. Doesn't happen in Indiana. So welcome to What's New, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know. When you're watching it, it's What's New. We're going to show you some good stuff today, so hang with us.
It's new.
It's new.
Oh my goodness, you can walk through it. It's lovely.
So this is Jessica. If y'all haven't met Jessica, she's our lovely, lovely, lovely gal who works in the yarn department, the sewing machines department, and she's so talented. If you've got questions about all kinds of things, she can answer it. So if you haven't met Jessica, come in and say hi to Jessica. But today she's working in the yarn department, cross-stitch back part of the store, which means she gets to cover clearance. But
Which
why?
is my favorite spot of the store. It really
It's fiber.
is.
It's fiber.
And we just got new shelves. And so you can actually walk past it. You can look at it. You can like reach out and the whole shelf doesn't come and jump out at you.
Yes.
And oh, it makes us happy. And yes, it's true. I've already started color sorting. But that's what I do back here. Yeah. So come find the pretties. They're so much easier to get to now.
Oh my
and
gosh.
They're still 40% off their original price.
Right. And so here's the other part that's happened. The staff has kind of been giving me a little, oh, that's pretty.
This is what we
Sorry,
do.
squirrel. No, not squirrel, fabric. So here's what happens. The way our fabric flows is in like May, June, July. We get all our fabrics for the fall and Christmas and Halloween. So there's added fabric on top of our normal fabric orders at that time of year. So our fabric takes about 6 months to run through the shop. From the time we get it, it takes about 6 months before it hits the clearance room. Oh, I see one over there I need to. Sorry,
This is
I
what
digress.
happens back here. Mine's over there.
It's yours.
so you
Okay,
know.
see that's.
Mine's by Jessica.
Is it okay?
That's the one with the foxes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, and here's flamingos. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe. I usually buy the whole bolt of flamingos.
Look at that.
Isn't she cute? That would just be the best beach blanket.
Oh,
Somebody's
yeah.
going on a cruise, might need a new one. Anyway, so here's how this works. Fabric moves about 6 months-ish to a year at the most. It is in our building. A lot of bolts, the whole bolt's gone. I mean, literally, the line comes in, people buy the whole bolt. But as it moves through, it comes back into this clearance room. If it's part of a line that the rest of it sold, we don't see solids back here very much because solids just kind of keep moving all the time. But that means that right now, so you figure 6 months ago was May, June, July. 6 months ago, the fabric that we had in abundance is now coming kind of back here. But you notice it's not a lot of Christmas.
No, Christmas is behind Peter over there.
Yeah.
It's mostly shopped by now.
It's mostly
going
shopped
away.
by now. So what this is basically the fabric, because they were all buying Christmas, the fall, and in those holidays, they didn't buy some of the other lines that we normally brought in. So there's bolts back here that are full bolts.
Oh my goodness, they are.
They're
and
full
like some
bolts.
of these, the blues are beautiful, and these with the dragonflies, oh. Those,
Yeah.
I actually have those on my design wall at home, just little bits of them because they're so pretty.
They're good inspiration parts. They're good little
yeah.
inspiration pieces. So just FYI, if you're our clearance room shopper, we got a new shelf. Come visit the shelf. Come visit the shelf. and just know that right now it's fairly well stocked, but everything in here is always 40% off the original retail, and it's not seconds.
No.
We are not ordering in junk fabric to stock our clearance room. These are lines that for whatever reason didn't sell, somebody didn't see it, didn't like it. Is that?
It is. It's an ombre. Open it up.
Oh,
Get
look
inside,
at
it's a little
this. Look at
Look-
that.
Ooh, that one goes dark.
Goes light to dark. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so anyway, if you're looking for something, especially if you're looking for backs, this is
yeah.
like the cream of the crop to buy backs because there's enough fabric on here. I could probably buy 4 times 2 would give me 8 yards to do a back. Would do a real nice big wide back. So come visit the clearance room. Come visit sweet little Jessica in the back. If she's sorting it and putting it in order,
And you'll be able to walk past me.
you
No
can walk
one
past her
has
because
space.
you have room. And if she's sorting it and putting it in order, that's okay. You can mess it up again because it's job security.
I'll
Right?
just straighten it
She'll
again.
just-
Okay, let me test the walkthrough.
Test the walk
I'm gonna walk through.
Because normally you couldn't get through there, but now you can.
Whoa, I can see the floor.
I can
Yes,
see the floor.
yes.
This is like the toy room that the toys never get put away, but now we have a new shelf for it. So thanks, Jessica.
Yeah.
All right, here's some more fabric for you, because I know some of you, the reason you watch this video is just to see what new fabric is in. Peter especially, he's shaking his head. He's like, you gotta do the fabric, you gotta do the fabric. So this we teased you with last video. We showed you that we had the charms, the layers, and the jelly rolls. This is Sunwashed by Miss Corey Yoder. And now we have, and it's Sunwashed. Remember that, Sunwashed.
Sunwashed or sunwashed?
Sunwashed. Yeah, if you're from Oklahoma, like Virginia is here, you'd say sunwashed. But we showed you those, but now we have the fabric. And this was the one I just gave you peeks of this. I'm just saying, this plaid. Oh my gosh.
Are you mad for plaid?
I'm mad for plaid. I mean, is that a plaid or a gingham? What's the difference between plaid and gingham?
I think a gingham is all the same size, square. I'm guessing, so I really don't know. And then a plaid would be like a line that goes through it.
Ah, yes, that makes sense.
I'm guessing.
I'd go with that. Sounds like a good guess. Okay. Anyway, great plaids in this, and or ginghams. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I love these. That green color, that with navy is my like summer go-to. Love those two colors together.
Is that your jam?
Makes my heart sing, baby. Makes my heart sing. So when I pack to travel places, I try to work with just a couple colors, and that's easy because then your clothes will mix and match and stuff. So little travel tip there for you. So yeah, this line that Corey Yoder has created, she has on her blog, or is it her Facebook page, Peter?
On our YouTube.
On our YouTube channel.
Corey Yoder's YouTube. Hi, Corey.
Hi, Corey. We love your stuff, by the way. We're not that far. I think she's in Ohio. I think she's not really very far from us. But anyway,
can we have her over for tea?
I would love to have her over for tea. Wouldn't that be sweet? She's doing a block of the month, and we don't have the pattern. It's all on her YouTube channel. But if you're looking for the fabric to make her block of the month, we have it. So there's another box that got lost in the mail, because the mail is what it is right now. So if you're looking at this and you're going, yeah, but they don't have this one, that one, and this one, you're right. They're not out here yet. They're still on the back table. We just haven't got them processed. We've got our inventory gal was off this week. So anyway, if you're looking for this one, here she is. Look, happy.
What would that be good for, Cappy?
Well, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say make a bag. Put navy with this and make a bag. That would be adorable. Adorable.
Where do they learn how to make bags, Cappy?
Well, I'm doing a series. Now, the class, to sign up for the class is closed. But the cool part is I do a video, and you can watch it on YouTube once a month. And it'll be on like the Monday following the second Saturday. Boy, that's kind of like confusing. But the Monday following the second Saturday, that video will upload. Even if you didn't take the class, you can still participate in the video class part of it and still get the pattern, because we'll continue to carry the patterns. The class they come in the store and they get, me live, which, whatever. It's the same on the video. It's the same thing. So anyway, that if you want to take a bag class, that's how you get to do that. And I'm covering everything. It's like we started with gussets, and I won't tell you what you're going to do Saturday because it would be a surprise. And
so, being an outsider looking in, would you say if I said it's kind of like a bag making boot camp where you learn the basics?
You learn the basics.
And then you can take everything and put it together in like a really harder bag at the end?
Yep.
I love it.
Well, I don't know that we're going to do it. I'm never trying to do a hard bag. By the time we get to the end, it won't be hard.
Exactly. I love it.
It's just part of the process.
Question. I am in your bag class.
Oh, are you?
I know you won't divulge, but what I was wondering is, do you know how much yardage we're going to need for the next pattern?
For the next pattern,
Yeah,
you can use scraps.
Okay, and then the other thing, do we need zippers or things like that, hardware?
Are you coming to class
Yes,
Saturday?
I will, but I'm here today.
Yeah.
Look at fabric and
Yeah, but don't buy your zippers till I tell you about it, because you won't know which ones to buy.
Okay.
See, don't anticipate, just participate.
I know, but on this stuff it goes.
If you buy one of those, you'll have more than enough to make the next project.
I just don't know how I'm going to use the bag, but anyway, I'll be there.
We'll look forward to having you in the class.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
it's everywhere. We're all over the place. So yeah, photobombus. I love it. I talked about junk journal. So
Nope.
No, I didn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
We sidestepped it.
We sidestepped it for just a hot minute. So we teased you also about junk journal. This is the fabric that's in junk journal. Kathy Holden.
Hi, Kathy Holden.
Hi, Kathy Holden. We love your fabric.
I'm all about that block.
I know.
This is my favorite print.
I know. She's kind of like, if you know who Tim Holtz is, she's like Tim Holtz for girls. We saw this at market, absolutely fell in love with it. We've ordered her previous line, which was leather and lace. If you have any of that, these are going to coordinate, which is even more fun. I got to pull this one out because this is Peter's jam too.
Oh, I love that
This
one.
is his jam. Here, I'm going to do it like this so you can. It's going the right direction. Now this is directional, so we know we talk about directional fabric. When you have directional fabric, you sometimes have to buy a little more to make sure you're going the right way, okay?
Oh, I love the all-over butterfly on this.
I know,
That's
butterfly,
new.
butterfly, 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 butterfly. My grandmother loved butterflies. When she passed away and we went through her house, we found boxes full of monarchs. I don't think she was killing them. I think she was just finding them. At least I hope not. She was the monarch butterfly murderer. But no, I feel sure she was just collecting them when she found them. But isn't this just so pretty? It's so soft. It's so gentle.
Could our embroidery department, well, I don't know if they can embroider on that. Is that too small?
Well, yeah. Honestly, rather than put it through an embroidery machine, I would probably use the words in my sewing machine. I have decorative stitches built into your sewing machine, and a lot of times there's letters, and I would put made by Nana, or made by whatever. Just little labels like that. Or you can even use those Pima pens, and you can write on it if you want to get a lot, because there's not a whole lot of room there.
I like that label.
I know, they're really
That's
cute.
beautiful. These colors remind me of some of the early stamps.
Oh yeah, good point. They are like that colorway. It's just a soft, sweet line. Look at her tone on tone too. How pretty is that? Look how lovely that just sets everything off. Isn't that pretty?
Well, we have the right fabric.
Very fun.
We got buttons and
Got
tickets.
buttons. Look at these tickets. Look how fun this is.
Bonsai trees.
Where's bonsai trees? I didn't see bonsai trees.
Right there. Look at those little bonsais.
Oh my gosh!
The little bonsais.
Oh, there's a horse, Peter.
That was the first thing I saw.
You saw the horse, but then you saw the bonsai tree. My husband tried to raise bonsai trees. It wasn't real successful. They turned into
That's
shrubs.
hard.
It's a lot of work. Yes.
Oh, look at the little kittens.
Kitties, flowers. So this.
Oh, look, Holden's birds.
Oh my gosh! See, Holden,
Hold
how
on.
fun is she?
She snuck it in there.
Now these, okay, those are Maxwell House, St. Elmo. Wonder what those are. Parker House. They're all hotel tags. I wonder, that's got to be, there's some history there. I bet we don't know what that is. Maybe to hotel
Oh, that's
tags for the
fun.
keys? I don't know. Reward, merit presented, yeah. Monograms, it's just got everything in it. This would be great for English paper piecing
This
too.
would be a fun quilt label. And then put who it's from, or who it's
Yeah.
to and who it's from.
Same here, you could cut that out for a quilt label. What fun. Anyway, God bless her,
look at those
just
scissors.
creative. Ooh, those are cool, aren't they? They're like old postcards. There's some little
That's
bitty ones. Look at these
neat.
teeny tiny little labels. Those would be fun on like a little doll blanket. So you made a doll blanket and you need the quilt label for a doll blanket. How cute would that be? English
Birds in
paper
a
piece
nest.
right there. I just see that in a hexagon. Right dead center in a hexagon. So yeah, we are in love. Now there's a sample here of a little item that we made out of the Charmed by Moda Bake Shop book. So we're going to show you that because there is a sample. And this is made with a charm pack.
Boom.
Boom, there you go.
And that was by
That's
Jessica, I think, made that.
Yeah, I think she did. And the book is by Lisa Alexander, Charmed by Moda Bake Shop.
Hi,
Lots
Lisa.
of fun. Hello, Lisa. She actually does follow us.
Well, a lot of these designers, Kathy Holden follows
Yeah.
us on Instagram.
Because,
She's adorable, though.
They are. You can't, how could you not be in this
And
business?
you have
not
to
be?
shout out to Doug Lako because
He's
when
good.
when you post an Insiders, he always he always hits the like button. He's such a
Yeah,
good guy. How
he
does
is
he
a
have
great
all
guy.
that time on his hands?
I don't know. Well, he doesn't have a wife or children. That's why it makes it easier. Makes it easier when you don't have those family stuff going on. But that come from this book. Love this. This was a charm pack. So a charm pack from this line will make this. And this, what a great table topper. I mean, what a perfect little just sit on top of your table or. My cats would want this. It would be right. they would take it on. Okay. So that's one fabric, and then we're going to go up here and see another mode of fabric.
I wonder what it's called.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Here's our staff. Say hi, staff. I know, they run and hide. Look at them hide. Oh, look how cute they are. You need to get a picture of our cute ladies over there. That's okay. They're so pretty. Okay, so this is...
My gosh, can I just say, I really don't notice. I mean, I noticed the fabric, right? But wow, it looks good on camera.
Yay! Sometimes things just photograph. Okay,
Man.
so the other one was
Sunwashed was the other one.
Sunwashed. This is Sundance. This is by Little Susie Sky. Sundanced.
Oh.
Crystal Manning did this one. I think these are the layers.
Have you met Crystal at the Moda
Yes.
when you buy stuff at Moda?
Yeah. When we buy stuff at Market.
When you spend
Yes.
money at Market?
When we spend money at Market. We get to meet all the designers pretty much. Sometimes they don't come. There's your layer cake. Look at those greens. You know, this is another one that's kind of
Lots
a
of
nod.
blues.
It's a nod back to the retro colors and the retro pattern.
Can I just say that she uses really good blues in all her fabrics?
She does. She does. I love these. I love the hydrangea. There's a hydrangea in this. I'm a sucker for fabric with a hydrangea. Real quick, let me get around this side.
Let me get some of these yellows real quick.
Yep, get the other side. Oh, look at this one.
God, that yellow is beautiful with the
Okay.
sun.
You gotta see this one open because she ain't pretty unless she's open.
Now, is that directional or non-directional?
I believe it is, and it's probably upside down the way I'm holding it.
I can't tell.
It is. It is. There you go. Because the leaves are going up now. So that is a directional fabric. Again, be cautious when purchasing. Now, some people could care less. Some people use directional fabric any old direction. And do what makes you feel good. It's not judginess. It's not, nobody's going to come in and go, well, that's the wrong direction. And if they do, they need to get over themselves. I'm just saying. Because honestly, it's about your creative energy. It's about your creative opportunity to have fun. So the other one was Sunwashed. This one is Sundance. So, you know, let's be confused. Like Peter said, the Moda designers need to get together and not name things that close to the same. That's our only request for you guys.
Just have coffee together. Hey, what's the name of your line going to be? Sunwashed. Oh, you know what? Mine's going to be Sundance.
No, somebody has
Well,
to do
what if,
Moon Dance.
okay, what if they had, hypothetical, what if they did have a coffee, they talked it over, and both of them were such strong personalities that neither one of them wanted to change the name of their fabric?
Well,
And so they just went with it.
so they went with it. And you know, we can just go, oh, it's that sun fabric from Moda, you know. That wouldn't be wrong either. But, you know, come in and look at it and pick it out because, wow, it's so very pretty. I very much love this fabric line. I'm trying to be on a fabric diet. I'm failing. I'm just, it's not pretty. I'm failing. Okay, next place we're going to go is go look at flat folds because they're right around, we're walking back and forth, but you know, we got a lot to look at. Now we're over in our flat fold area. We call these our flat folds. These are the bargain, man, the bargain. Look here. These are flat fold cuts. Nothing wrong with these. They sell super, super fast. It's basically the end of the bolt. Or just, you know, we want to get the fabric going, so we're putting at those prices. These are displayed in 1 yards, 2 yards, and 3 yards. Now, why would we display that way, Peter? Oh, let me tell you. We have, along with these particular cuts, the 3-yard quilt books. Because the 3-yard quilt books are designed to use 3 yards of fabric to make a quilt. Now, that's to make the smaller quilt. It's usually a crib size or just a throw size. But if you want to make it into a twin, a king, a queen, you need to buy, instead of 3 yards, you buy basically 6 yards. But the way the fabric works is you pick a solid and you pick a main and then you pick an accent and you get a fabric. So, for instance...
So if you were to make a quilt, what would you pick?
I would pick this for my main because you know who this is.
Yeah, Cave.
Cave.
Hi, Cave.
This is Cave. So I would pick that for my main. And then, so that's a 2-yard piece. So I probably ought to have a 1-yard piece. And I'm going to go something fun. You know what? I'm going to pick white. Look at the white against that black.
Wow.
That's a 1 yard piece.
Well, there's a lot of light in those petals.
There is a lot of light, and I think
Nice.
that really pops that. And now to go with it, I want to pick up that kind of orange shade. So, let me see. What's this do? This might be fun right here. Look at this.
Sensational.
Now, because this has a lot of character to it, it's going to get cut up. But, so that's my 3 pieces. And you know what? You'd be surprised how these come together. The nice thing about these 3 yard quilts is no matter how you put them together, they're lovely. And that's a 2 yard piece. So I've got a 2 yard piece, a 2 yard piece, and a 1 yard piece. So I've got enough to probably make a twin or a bigger quilt than just the basic quilt. But they throw some solids in here every once in a while. That's gold right there. Just so that you can also have some opportunities to mix it up. This is cheaper than our clearance room. We're going to show you the clearance room too in our video today, and these are cheaper than the clearance room. So, and there's an event coming with CAFE, an opportunity that somebody may want this. And that's a 2 yard. So come shop this area. It's kind of midway back on the left side. Lots to choose from. Books. And coincidentally, we have it right next to these peace tree patterns, which are the same concept. You buy just a little bit of fabric and it makes a really great project. And these are fairly inexpensive. They're, $2 and $3 a piece for these little one and done patterns. And I love them. Villa Rosa is all over here as well. She does some fun ones too that are just basic 1, 2, 3 yard cuts. And you make the same block again and again. And then that's how you get, a bigger quilt. So we showed you one. It was a black and white quilt that was the Villa Rosa. And again, it's one of those that those 1, 2, 3 yard cuts really, really work well in these designs. So that's kind of what's new that we're going to share with you for now in fabric. There's always more fabric. Come see us in the fabric department. But I'm also going to do some more information about another thing. So keep watching. Here we are back in our studio. So Peter already had given you the weather report when we were outside and I got blown away. But we're back in the recording studio now because I want to talk to you this week about rulers and templates. So that's the question. What's the difference between a ruler and a template? And I think that's they're terms we sometimes interchange. But rulers are one thing and templates are another. Rulers are when we're measuring a shape, so to speak. A template is when we're trying to cut something out in a shape. That's my layman's term, quick, easy. If you want a bigger, deeper, longer definition, I'm sure you can find it. But in my head, which is, we know, a scary place, that's how I think about it. If a ruler is going to measure it, a template is going to get me a shape. And a lot of rulers can be templates. And templates can be rulers. So they're interchangeable terms, and it's one of those things that we've had some confusion about when we were trying to put all our material, all our products into our point of sale. So when you search for them on our website, it's like, are you looking for a ruler? Or are you looking for a template? So think of it that way. If you're looking for a ruler, chances are it's going to be something that actually measures shapes. Templates are going to be, cutting shapes. So I'm going to start with what I call rulers. And I just think, when I went out, and Peter will have to get a picture of our template ruler wall, we have a whole section really just devoted to templates and rulers and all the little cutting tools you need to measure and get your blocks the right size. What it is it drives home the point that accuracy matters. When I didn't know this when I first started quilting. I started out as a garment seamstress, and so with garments it's very different than it is with quilts. With quilts, 1/8 of an inch across an entire quilt will kill you at the end of the quilt. So you want to be as accurate as you possibly can, and that's what templates do, because the nice square quilts start with cutting. So there's several companies, and I'm going to talk about several of them. Creative Grids is probably the one you all are most familiar with. We see Creative Grids rulers just about every kind there is, shape, size, dimension. What I like about Creative Grids rulers is they have a little QR code right here that if you take a picture of that QR code, it'll open you up to a website that tells you how to use the ruler. I mean, really, how helpful is that? Because I may look at that ruler, I may have that ruler in my collection and go, what am I going to use that for? Well, right here, this little QR code takes you right to their videos. Now, I'm going to caution you There are, like anything, companies out there who are marketing what appears to be a creative grid ruler, but it is not. So it's like knockoff Louis Vuitton bags or knockoff Fendi bag, which I can't imagine somebody's got the time to knock off rulers, but that's what they're doing. So Creative Grids rulers you should buy from a reputable quilt shop, because if you're not getting one that's made by the Creative Grids company, you will see that they tend to break and they tend to chip off. The numbers will rub off. They won't stay as good. So make sure you're buying what you think you're buying if you're buying a Creative Grids ruler. They're such a good basic in the industry that people start knocking them off. That's the way I know to tell you. But anyway, that's a Creative Grids ruler. So here's a basic square up ruler. This is a 9.5-inch square. We're actually getting ready to do a block of the month that's called Color Collage, and all the blocks are 9.5 inch. And so this ruler is beautiful because when I get done making a block, I can just lay that on there. I can square it up. I can make sure I got a quarter here, here, here. All my sides match. Chop it off. So that's why I love a 9.5-inch ruler. But I don't just make 9.5-inch blocks. It'll also check the measurement when I have to have this block. So this block happens to be a 6.5-inch block. So I can lay and see that I get a 6.5-inch block just where I need. The diagonal goes across here. This is one of those basic rulers that you will use again and again and again that I think you should have. They come there's like every increment. 5.5, 6.5, 9.5, 8.5, 10.5, 12.5, 14, 16, 24. I mean, they go all the way up to great big sizes. I would kind of I like the 5.5 because it's small. 9.5 is good. Then you kind of go up to a 12.5. That's pretty a common block size, real common block size. It's seldom that you need the great big ones, but I do have because I make a lot of bags, and the bags need big squares, and so it works for me. But the 9.5 is a good starting point because it's a good mid-size. You can get a lot of bang for your buck. Rulers are not cheap. I'll just tell you flat out. When you're buying these rulers, you are investing in your tools. I would suggest we have on your birthday, when your birthday month comes, you can come in and do one purchase, one day during your birthday month, and buy. It doesn't have to be on your birthday, just anytime during that month. You can get 20% off whatever you buy. That's a good time to buy rulers. So I would look then to buy these. So that's one, the square up ruler. That's pretty common. The other thing is, now this one, this is like bajinga long. Look how long that is.
What on earth?
I know, it's 35 inches. But here's the deal. If I'm cutting like really wide backs, or if I'm cutting knits maybe, I'm going to want this stinking long ruler. It's and again, she's got a little thing, catches the mat. It has a little catch right here. This is made by OmniGrid. So there's a little edge right here that catches so that it doesn't slide with me. But sometimes if I'm cutting, like if I'm cutting this way and I have a piece of fabric, here, let me put this one away since we've seen this. Get this out of the way. If I'm cutting, I can cut this way on my cutting mat, and if I have extra wide fabric, if I'm cutting 60 wide fabric that's a full 30 inches half folded in half, my 24.5-inch ruler is not long enough. It won't hit it. So this gives me that extra length. And I can see, garment gals, I would use this for hemming. Set that on the ground. I know where I want to mark my hem if I'm doing a hem marking. So this is another company called OmniGrid.
Or if you want to mark the collar.
Or if you want to mark, yeah.
Because this ruler's so tall.
Yeah, this ruler's so tall you can mark the neck. Also, notice the way the different lines work. So, like, some lines are going to be solid, some are going to be small, some are going to be all the way through. Once your eye gets used to it being one way, you're going to kind of want to work with that ruler. Creative Grids are all the same. They mark the half, the quarter, the eighth, and they're always solid lines and then white lines. And once your brain gets used to using a particular brand of ruler, I'm going to suggest chances are it's going to be hard to change rulers. But anyway, so look at the way it's imprinted to make sure that it's something that's familiar to your brain. That's OmniGrid. Another company is called Quilter Select. Quilter Select, she's not been making rulers very long, but she's really done some nice things with it. What happens with hers is the back has a coating on it, so when you set this down on a piece of fabric, it does not move. And I love that. Creative Grids and the other ruler, well, this one doesn't have anything non-skid on it, but you can put little stickers on it to make it non-skid. Creative Grid has little rough spots that right there's a rough spot that holds it in place, which is great, but it's not quite as much as these. These really grip the fabric. If I'm gonna, now, I can't talk about those if I don't talk about mats, because mats make a difference. The Quilter Select rulers are designed to go with, oh gosh, I didn't set this up very good. The Quilter Select mats. So when you look at these lines, these go together. They're just, she's all one package. And I love, I'm gonna flip it around because it's upside down to you guys. So Quilter Select mats, I love the Quilter Select mats. Underneath here I have a good old Olfa mat. We've had Olfa mats forever. What's different about Quilter Select mats is she gives you a light side and she gives you a dark side. So it's both sides of the Star Wars saga. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. And they work together really nicely. So the way this lays on there and just grips the fabric is just phenomenal. So these are a set to go together. The other thing she does is a really cool ruler too, or a really cool rotary cutter. There's a whole package with that. I'm going to talk about rotary cutters in another one, that not today, but when you start working with a particular brand, what you find is when you buy everything that goes together, it all works together nice. It's like, they're just made to go together. That's all I can tell you. It's a good marriage. So Quilter Select, you can use both sides, and that doubles the life of your mat too. So, you know, for the investment, and mats aren't cheap, you get twice as much mat, because Olfa mats, the backside's just solid. There's no lines, which I can have a purpose for no lines too, but I like the light and dark of the Quilter Select mats. So when you're looking at templates, you're going to be looking at mats too. So that's Quilter Select. She, again, has every shape and size you can imagine. This one's a 6x12, another good size, kind of a basic. Another one that's, this one's 6.5 by 6.5. And you'll notice it has all the lines on here to do your 60-degree angles, your 45-degree angles, to do, you know, the different cuts that you want to do. Those are what those are for. They're not just to be pretty and look like a star. They actually have a purpose. So, and again, she's another one. You can go to her website. She's got lots of good information. So those are basically rulers that you're going to need. So that's kind of the ruler talk. Okay, now what I want to talk about is what I would call templates. And there's a blue gazillion kinds of templates. You can hear these falling everywhere. I'm like, oh, brother. I'm the dropsy girl. Okay, so here we are with another Creative Grids ruler. This has been around forever. This makes the perfect rectangle. So I love this ruler. I've made several quilts with it. When you cut it, take a square and cut it, you can put the two together, and it makes basically this block here. It can make a lot of really fun shapes.
Can you hold that up?
Yep, sorry. There you go. This one I've used a lot. Now you'll notice when you look at this ruler, this is what sets this apart from a ruler. It's more of a template. There's little lines here to cut, and when I cut my triangle out of my fabric, I'm going to cut those lines. So let's say that I cut my triangle. So this is the piece I'm going to cut. And that's the thing about this is you cut it to, say I want a 2.5 inch piece. So I go to the 2.5 inch line, I lay that there, and then I cut. Ooh, this is going to be interesting, cutting at a strange angle. And I cut that piece off, and I cut that piece off, and then I come down here, and I cut there. And so what it gives me, don't cut this way, but what it gives me is this funny little shape at the end. So when I put it into the next one, when I put my two pieces together, if I had two of those to sew together, and this is so not the way you're supposed to do it, but it's okay. I'm just giving you the gist of it. And thankfully this is a solid fabric. Now if this was not a solid fabric, I would be doing one face up and one face down in order to get them the right way. So when I sew these two together, because I'm going to sew them together like that, I'm going to sew them like this. see what happens is those lines line up so that this edge, I need my stylus, that flat lines on that flat. When I look at the other side, that flat lines on that flat. And when I sew my 1/4 inch, I get a perfect edge and I don't have wings when I'm done. And it matches up. So whenever you see a template that has those little cut sides on them, and she's got them down here too, there's one there, down there, that's why it's there, is so you can get that, not have the extra pieces that you need to cut. That's one. Here's another one, strip tube ruler. This is done by my sweet, sweet friend Daniela out at Cozy Quilt Designs. This one, and she shows you on the back how it works. You sew pieces of fabric together and you chop them up and you, like everything, and you sew them back and they make what they call the Daniela block. And it is the quickest, easiest. They have what's called a strip club. You can actually follow Cozy Quilt Design. She has a wonderful Facebook page. They do specials every Monday night where they sell some fun stuff. And it, like she says, no math. You basically just sew your scraps together, cut out the shapes, and you use it. It's great for a scrap quilt. Okay. Did this one. Now, let's talk a little bit about, okay, here's a couple more creative grids. This is the pineapple trim tool. If you've made those pineapple blocks, I'm going to flip her over so you can see the pineapple blocks on the back when you're ready. Flip. Here we go. Oh, this is on the front too. Okay, so it's the pineapple, non-slip pineapple trim tool. I think this is another, this is with Jean Ann Wright. So the nice thing about the Creative Grids company is they work with different designers to create it. So most anytime you see a pattern or a particular template like this, there's patterns to go with it. But regardless of what pineapple block you're making with what pattern, this template will probably work. And it just allows you to make it different sizes. We've actually got this pineapple trim tool in several sizes. And it's that basic pineapple block, but man, it really helps you get that right. I've tried to make the pineapple block, and the way those piece together is a little wanky-do. You got to get it just so, or otherwise you end up with this wonky thing, which isn't all bad. I mean, if, you know, whatever, toot your whistle. Okay, so then here's another one, Crazy Eights. This is another crazier eights. This one actually comes with a pattern in it. So these are templates, and these are kind of like when you get to this. So I'm going to show you another. Of course, I got to show you a Tula thing. This is Tula Nova. This is actually an English paper pieced quilt pattern, but the same thing. Now we're talking more about templates rather than rulers. So with this one, there's your pattern. These are your templates. That's the shapes you're going to cut out. Same thing here. Here's your pattern. And Crazier 8 has lots of patterns. This is Karen Montgomery. I've done several classes with her. She has patterns. So you've got, these are her patterns to make some Crazy 8 quilts and to make some fun blocks. She does a really nice job of showing you how to do this. And once you get that and make it, you'll be like, okay, I want to make it again. See, here's your templates. So they come in a little bundle, and it's like A, B, C, D, and then she shows you how those templates go together. Again, not an inexpensive investment, but the pattern comes with it. And a lot of times these little blocks like this are great for using up scraps. I love, you know, if I've got some leftover fabric, I might cut them and keep them in a bag so I can make this as a scrappy quilt. So templates, that's a template. Oh, how does that go in there? Oh, there you go. See, you know that game where you had to put the blocks all back together? Wasn't very good at those. All right, there's that. And then I can't talk about templates without talking about Marty Michelle. Marty Michelle is a gal that's been around forever. I mean, she was contemporary with Eleanor Burns and all those old school quilters that have been around forever. She does some wonderful templates.
I've never seen that quilt made.
It's gorgeous. She does beautiful stuff.
Oh, that's a cool design.
It is a great design.
Wow.
It is a great design.
Have you seen that quilt made?
I've seen it in her booth, yeah. It's really pretty. And it's hexagons, but they sew together in a really cool way. So
Wow.
you don't have corners. Excuse me. This Perfect Patchwork Templates for the Dresden plate, holy camole. We have sold this particular pattern a bazillion times. We have a sample in the store. I don't think I'll ever be able to take it down because everybody loves it. But this does rounded petals and it also does pointed petals. with the Dresden plate. So if you're doing Dresden plate, you're still using grandma's cardboard little templates, invest in some new ones like this. And then here's a corner trimmer. This is one you've seen. Dawn uses a corner trimmer. I thought I picked it up, but I didn't. I know if you've watched Dawn videos, she has a corner trimmer she likes. This is the same concept, but it's by Creative Grids. This is a binding trimmer. This is bias binding, made simple. I basically did a video the other day that kind of showed you how I cheat to do this. This gives you the measurements. So if you want to work through it that way, it actually shows you how to do it. Even shows you how to cut the binding. Yeah, I mean, it's just awesome. Love this. Triangle, square up. Yeah, so Peter will have to include a shot of the entire wall of notions. Here's the funny thing. We've got that huge wall, and invariably somebody comes in and goes, I'm looking for the blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah, and we don't have that one. So we can usually order in just about any template that you're interested in, or, you know, bear with us. It might take a hot minute. For a while, when we had the COVID mess going on, you couldn't get acrylic because everybody was using acrylic to make barriers. And so acrylics were hard to get a hold of, and especially acrylic templates. But I think that's kind of past that supply and demand has settled down a little bit. So that's a bazillion questions. Oh, I got to show you these. These are really fun. One more little template. These are little small ones. These come from the Moda Company. So, you know when you buy a jelly roll and you might want to cut up a jelly roll into little pieces? Here's 5 templates, and they have some awesome patterns. So all you have to do, because your jelly roll is already 2.5 inches wide, is just lay this template right on that 2.5 inch strip. Cut, and you're there. So half your cutting's done. You're basically just cutting then the shapes you need to use. So I love these little sets too, and great pattern support. Moda Company does a great job with their patterns.
Is that a circle?
Yeah, it's actually a circle, a full out circle. So there you go. You never know.
It's making my brain hurt.
Making your brain hurt. I know.
A circle.
You know,
oh, jeez.
we've been doing this for the customers to see all the stuff, but honestly, I'm kind of like, well, who knew? I mean, I sort of knew, but it's amazing all the stuff we got in our store. Where if you've not been to see
I want to see patterns that go with that 2.5 inch template set.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll find one. But when they do the jelly roll race, and that'll be coming up in May. Ooh, we got to get that on the calendar. I hadn't thought about that. When they do the jelly roll race, they do some wonderful, and we've all got those jelly rolls sitting on our shelf that we've not used, you know, blah-de-blah, that we need to use, and that's a great time to use that. Okay, couple more things I want to tell you about, because I saved the best for last, because that's what you do. The shop hop. Wah, wah, wah. We have a shop hop coming with 6 other stores. There's 7 shops altogether. They are the best 7 shops in Central Indiana. I am totally unbiased. Just an unbiased opinion. It's always in stitches. It's backdoor quilts. Crimson Tate downtown, which I was there yesterday because she had fabric that we didn't buy that I wanted, so I had to go buy it. Not Your Average Quilter. He's kind of out the Brownsburg direction. Quilts Plus, which is in Lebanon. Quilts Quarters, which is in Indianapolis. And True Cotton Company, which is in Carmel. So it's a nice, you know, if you look at the 465 dial around Indianapolis, it's a nice little mix of you can make the trip in a day if you wanted to. I would take a couple days just because I like to drag things out and make it more fun. But the passport with the mug, how cool is the mug? I'm just saying. I think I want the mug. And there's only a limited quantity of these mugs, so if you want to get it. It's $9.99. That gives you your passport, and that gives you your mug. The passport gives you opportunity. You'll have to go to all the shops and get a stamp or a sticker or something that says you've been there. And once you've been to all the shops, then we're going to tear the top of this page off. You're going to turn that in to win prizes. We're giving away, each shop is giving away a $50 gift certificate. And then collectively, all the shops are going to give another one where some lucky person will get gift certificates to all the stores for $50. And then then you keep the bottom half of this sheet when the shop hop ends, because on the back side are coupons for $5 off $20 purchase in each of the stores starting in April. So, you know, we're trying to make it as fun as we can for you. If we sell out of our mugs, you can always buy from one of the other 7 shops, and then when you start your shop hop, just start at that shop. We don't ship these because you're going to be coming to the stores. That's why you're buying them. But you can order this online, and it's in our events area under classes. So limited quantity of the mugs, though, because once they're gone, they're going to be gone. And I got a feeling they're going to sell out fast. But anyway, that's one fun thing coming. Don't miss that. And then wait, and I'm going to show you something. I'll get it. So that little block that I had there, this block, that's one of the blocks that's in the quilt. Because we do have a quilt. That's the other part. We have a quilt. I disappeared for a hot minute. We have a quilt that we are offering during that shop hop. And this is one of the blocks out of it. Actually, this is like several of the blocks out of it. I need to take it off that green. So the quilt is 72-inch square. It's made by, I'm going to slide off that green because that green really kind of, it's 72 inches square. It's made by Amanda, oh gosh, I can't remember her name all of a sudden. I'm having a brain fade. She's an Indiana designer, and she designed our quilt. It's 72 inches square. These are some of the blocks you're going to receive in your kits, because what you do is you go to all 7 shops. Each shop will have a kit that is a portion of the entire quilt, and each kit will include the pattern to make those particular blocks. And when you put all 7 kits together, you'll have a quilt top. That'll be fun. If you don't want to make the quilt in this colorway with this kit that we're offering, you can wait till June 1st and just buy the pattern standalone. So then you can use whatever you want. But it uses all Kona solids, so it's really a pretty quilt. I think you'll love it. There is a Facebook page, Indiana Quilters Trail Shop Hop. If you ask to join that group, we'll gladly let you join. In there is a map, updates, pictures of the quilt, connections to all the shops so you can place your order. Everything you want to know is there. So I do like this block.
That's my favorite block.
I know. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. The colors are just yummy. And then the other thing I want to talk about is this. So, oops, let me fold that part over so maybe it'll stand up a little better. So there you go. So this is coming, and this is so cool. Those of you who know Ricky Timms, if you've ever met Ricky Timms or know he is another quilting legend, kind of like Marty Michelle or any of those people that have been around forever. Ricky is extremely creative, extremely talented, and he is coming via Zoom virtual seminar, Zooming kind of stuff, streaming to our shop April 14th and 15th. And I tell you what, you have to go to his website. It's called Let's Quilt Together, www.letsquilttogether.com. And he has a little video there that he explains this class series. And basically, I think of it as a college level quilting class. I mean, it is, he goes through so many wonderful things about how to quilt, how to choose your fabrics, and how to have inspired, and how to, basically do cutting. They're called improvisational patchwork, finding your creative muse, design and composition, foundation piecing, no pins piecing, blanket stitch applique, 11 cool things, Rhapsody quilt. I mean, just, it's a super cool program. It starts at like 8 o'clock and goes to 5 o'clock, I think, on the 14th and the 15th, which is a Friday and a Saturday. It's limited to only 20 people in our classroom space, which will be very comfortable. It does include lunch. And the way you register for this is you go to our classes on our website, go on the classes page and scroll down to events. And it'll say Quilt Luminarium, because that's what this is called, is a Quilt Luminarium. And you go on there and you pay a $25 charge to us, and that pays for your lunch for the 2 days, because we'll have lunch catered in and snacks and just kind of the use of the room. And then you'll go to Ricky's website, the www.letsquilttogether, and he collects $229 for the 2-day event. And it's about 11 and a half hours of training, which if you factor that out, you're looking at 20 bucks an hour basically, which is pretty cheap for the level of skill you're going to get. It includes this 130-page booklet, which has everything you need. So it's kind of like, I mean, it really is. It's a college level class that has a book at the end, and then you take the book home and you can make all the projects. So he chose us as one of the shops, the only shop in central Indiana, actually in Indiana, to do this Zoom opportunity. I really think if you've got any passion about quilting, you would be well served to take this class. I'm really excited to have it happening in our store. So go to our website and read all about it, and then go to his website and he can tell you all about it. The link to his website is in our class description as well, under events. So really, really cool. I think you're going to love that. That's in April. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about, and I don't really even have anything to share, to give you, to show you, except to tell you. Hear that noise in the background? That's our tape. It's our tape dispenser being taped in boxes because we're shipping stuff all over. But the other thing I'm excited about is we have we're calling a Stitch Away with Always in Stitches. And we're taking a group of people. Well, we're not taking. It's up to you to meet us up there. But in Shipshewana, Indiana, on May 5th, 6th, and 7th, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're having a retreat. It's a stitching retreat. And we have it open for cross-stitchers and knitting and for quilting. It's not just quilting. A lot of times those retreats really focus on quilters, and the other modalities don't get the attention. And so we wanted, because our store represents all those different modalities, we wanted a weekend retreat for everybody to get to play together. So you can go to our website again under events, scroll down. It's a Stitch Away with Always in Stitches, and we're going to have staff members there to be supportive and help you. There's a pizza party the first night with a little project to make, and then the Saturday, Sunday are spent just hanging out, having fun. If you've never been to Shipshewana, it's a delightful community, beautiful shops, lots of good food. But we don't really have anything structured for those 2 days, just because we want you to be able to just sit and stitch and enjoy each other's company. You do have to make a reservation at the Farmhouse Inn, which is where we'll be presenting this retreat, and you'll work directly with them to get that reservation. So this great adventure is available to you for the rock bottom price of $34.99. And what that covers is the pizza party and the craft that we're going to do that first night. Whether you're a cross stitch or whether you're a quilter or whether you're knitting, we'll have something for each of those. And then the rest of the expense will be your hotel room. And then you got to get there. We're not taking you there. You're going to have to figure out how to carpool and get up there. I think it's about 2.5, 3 hours from our shop. It's not a very bad drive at all. It's actually a very easy drive. It's very pretty. All basically back roads, or you can get on the interstate if you want, but I like to take the back roads because there's more fun things to see along the way. And then there's all kinds of shopping. Yoder's, there's antique stores, there's a quilt store, there's fabric, there's, lots of fun stuff. So I hope you'll join our staff. That's selling really fast. I didn't realize we were going to sell it out as quick as we did, but I got a feeling it'll close out pretty quickly. So if you're interested in that, don't miss that opportunity either. So I told you there was some fun stuff coming. I kind of hinted I had some big things in the works. We were trying to get everything put together. So I hope you've had a great week. We look forward to seeing you next week on What's New. Peter will have a new weather report, right, Peter? We'll have to see.
New weather report.
I'm telling you, it's mid-February. We ought to be having some snow at this point. I mean, really and truly. We're past due. And you know why? My husband bought a new snowblower. I think
that's why we're getting all rain. Jeffrey.
It's Jeffrey's fault. If we hadn't bought a new snowblower, then we would have piles of snow everywhere, but he got a new snowblower, so it's his fault. We'll blame him, because it's always the husband's fault. You know that. I bet your wife does that with you. It's always your fault, right, Peter?
Yes.
So the most important 2 words a man can say is yes, dear, because that solves the whole problem. All right. Well, thanks for shopping with us. Thanks for following us on the YouTube page. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to us and comment. Tell me what's new with you. You're always hearing about us, but I want to know what's new at your life. Have you got a new baby? Have you got, a new project finished? Have you recently got married? I don't know. There's all kinds of things happening.
You got a new boyfriend.
You got a new boyfriend.
A new girlfriend.
Let's talk about it. Let's just, do that little chit-chat thing, because we want to hear about you as well. So thanks so much for watching our video, and see you on the next time. What's New? Bye.